Hi guys, welcome back to the news, my country people. The new minister of the FCT, Abuja, Wike, had talked about the Abuja master plan and has also laid down some sanctions and restrictions to some certain things. Wike stated that uncompleted buildings will no longer be tolerated. Those buildings must go down. He also talked about people selling goods and wares under umbrella by roadsides, people hawking, illegal motor parks and bus stops would no longer be tolerated because they constituted a part of the security challenges, that the FCT is facing. Wike also talked about how he wants to make sure Abuja turns to a clean city. So he said he will make efforts to strengthen the waste management in the FCT. And he also talked about the motorcycle and the tricycle operators, that's the keke napepe, that they will be banned from the city. That's the keke napep, the motorcycle people. Then we also talked about putting an end to open grazing within the capital city. Yes, so my country people, he talked about putting an end to open grazing. Now the Miyetti Allah has reacted to what Wike, to the plans that Wike has for them. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. The Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, (MACBAN), has revealed the stand of the association on the plans by the new Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, to ban herders from grazing their animals within the city center. The Miyetti Allah group, in a reaction by its president, Baba Ngezama, said they already have an agreement with the federal government not to graze their animals in areas that fall within the central city based on the Abuja master plan. He therefore gave the blessings of the Miyetti Allah group to the plan by Wike to deal with herdsmen who graze their animals within the city center. They've made it known that they have an agreement with the federal government that from Area 1 to Area 2 in Garaki, from Wosu Zone 1 to Zone 7, Matama and the Asokoro within the central area. And it is very embarrassing to see cows roaming the main city. So this we have done with the leadership of the association at the FCT levels, area council levels and immediate Fulani leadership grassroots levels, and we have called them and had series of engagements with them in the FCT to stop roaming the main cities with their cows. So whoever is allowed to be caught rearing his cow in the main city is on his own, and whoever is allowed to be caught, the law should take its course. That is because we have severely discussed and drawn the attention of the pastoralist. Ngazama told the Whistler, I beg your pardon. Now speaking further, the MACBAN president, however, said the areas mapped out for herders to graze their cows in the outskirts of Abuja have been taken over by farmers. He added that they would, however, continue to enlighten their members towards compliance, with the government order. He said regarding the outskirts of the city, there will be a problem because we have grazing reserves in the FCT that are not being developed. Rather, they are being taken over by farmers who are illegally living and claiming the grazing reserves to be theirs. Now, once the pastoralist decides to use these grazing reserves, this will cause problems between them. The government needs to be serious about creating and developing these grazing reserves. Now, Ngazama, however, appealed to the federal, that's the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, to ensure the grazing reserves outside Abuja are developed so herders can move there and take care of their animals. Now, this is what they've expected Nyesom. This is what they are expecting from Nyesom Wike to do for them, is to develop all the grazing reserves on the outskirts of Abuja so that all the pastoralists living in Abuja can settle there, while measures will be taken to enable them to settle. And this will enable them to have enough green pasture without having to roam about. The minister should create a model for the settlement of pastoralists that other governors can emulate. What we have are grazing areas, and these areas can be developed into a community ranch. And today we have the concept of ranches that can be acceptable by communities because it suits their peculiarities. We need Nyesom Wike to work with us closely so we can develop a settlement model. Also, harnessing the livestock sector will help the government in revenue generation as well as security, rather than seeing pastoralists as a security threat, the Makban boss said. The Miyetti Allah boss also expressed confidence in the ability of Nyesom Wike to get the job done. And they are looking at Nyesom Wike as someone who can transform the livestock sector into a beneficial sector for the government and for the pastoralists. This is because we see him as a bulldozer that intends and does what is necessary for development, Ngezama said. My country people, this is coming from the leader of the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. So guys, this is happening. Now Nyesom Wike had given this order and the Miyetti Allah Cattle Breeders has also responded to this. But then, these are some few reactions from Nigerians. You are blaming government instead of taking over the place. Abuja city is not a grazing zone, but you forcefully turned it into a grazing zone. I like to understand the association of herdsmen and federal government. The federal government in FCT should allocate some portions of land in few areas around the outskirts of the cities for them to have an agreement with local farmers, not to enroach herders' jurisdiction. So someone will come from Niger Republic to another people's land in Nigeria and ask the government of Nigeria to build cattle reserve for them to graze there. Wow. Okay guys, these are some few reactions from Nigerians. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.